Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for the main event of my 7th race of my 2nd season of EA Sports Supercross 2000. I'm playing as Jimmy Button at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, and I just won my heat race by around 3 seconds over Dowd, 3.03 seconds to be exact. Emig came across just a 1/10 of a second off, and Mike LaRocco came by almost 11 full seconds off. So the 4 guys that are off to the main are Button, Dowd, Emig, and LaRocco, with Pichon, Henry, Ward, and Windham going to the last chance. We already know 4 of them. Let's get to the main and find out the other 6. Well, Pichon made it out of the last chance. I'm going to say that Pichon and Deegan made it out, and Raynard, Metzger, Lamson, and Craig made it out of Heat 2. So anyway, that's my lineup. It's Button, Emig, LaRocco, Pichon, Dowd, Raynard, Metzger, Lamson, Craig, and Deegan. Let's go.
The 30-second board is up. Here we go. And the gate is dropped. We are underway with the main event. Button gets the bonus for winning the whole shot.
I had to shut down Craig in order to make that work. Button was one of the guys that I remember watching growing up, watching Supercross. Of course, in his career, Jimmy Button has had a couple of 3rds and a couple of 2nd places in the 250 class.
Is the current leader.
Jimmy Button took that 4-stroke ride when Doug Henry decided to semi-retire. He's friends with his teammates, they train and ride together. Success leaves clues, and he's soaking them all up.
Throw gets Mike LaRocco, moving into 3rd place.
Boy, that must have been a total yard sale back there.
Moving up through the field.
I heard 4 groans from the crowd.
LaRocco rockets past John Dowd. Emig makes a beautiful move on Craig, moving into 2nd place.
A gutsy move on the part of Jeff Emig.
Emig moves in a 2nd on Mike Craig.
Drops into 4th place.
Craig already drops the board.
Makes the pass on Pichon, moving into 5th place.
Metzger having a good run.
And Craig are fighting it out. Our leader, Jimmy Button, around again, still looking relaxed and smooth.
And Art, he looks fast.
Of course, in 1998, Jimmy Button rode in the 125 class for outdoors.
Number 11, Jeff Emig, drops into 3rd place.
And he did rather well, finishing up in the top 10 in the series, I should say.
The battle for 2nd is on. Jeff Emig versus Steve Lamson.
Well, that was some good timing. I made a mistake and I rolled the first one, and I wound up tripling onto the plateau.
David, what exactly is the rhythm section?
Well, Art, these sections vary all the time, but they're always a series of jumps, double jumps, and plateaus, staggered to give the riders a couple of different strategies to get over them.
Fortunately, Jimmy has made a full recovery, but his body's not what it used to be.
Lap.
Looking smooth.
It's just unfortunate. And he kind of joins another one of the guys that I grew up watching, Ernesto Fonseca.
Lamson makes a move on Emig and takes 2nd place.
Steve Lamson running up in the top 5.
Making his move. There's a big battle now for 2nd place.
Steve Lamson was McGrath's teammate in 1999. Lamson, a 2-time 125 national champion. His last national win came at Hangtown in 2000.
Track come from?
Well, they store it outdoors locally in trucking, so it's going to reflect whatever weather is in the local area.
8 laps to go. Button continues to lead.
Button is hot and cold. He's hot. He's really fast.
When he's cold,
Lamson cuts to the inside.
LaRocco
Looks like Emig rented some space in his head.
Could be the whole top floor the way this is going.
Somebody went down there. I couldn't quite get a number.
Grab some big air. And they're serving pretzels on that flight. A stylish move by Michael Craig.
Of course, I just read about this recently. Mike Craig tripped over his own motocross boots.
By Lampson, moving up into third place.
And Lampson drops to fourth. But as I was saying, I read about this recently that Mike Craig tripped over his own motocross boots in his own hotel.
Logs another lap.
He looks relaxed, very confident of taking yet another title.
Just before the Gatorback National, and that ruined his career. After he predicted he would beat Jeremy McGrath.
Call from Jimmy Button. Look out, Michael Craig in trouble.
Oh boy, he went down in that section. Whoa. We actually touched Metzger and I.
Considered legal.
Well, it is if you don't intentionally try to knock your opponent off the course. It's part of your natural line. It's cool.
Whoa.
Button loves Robbie Rayner.
Whoa. I'll let Pichon go.
Another lap for our leader. Jimmy Button is starting to pull away.
He looks solid.
It's like somebody coming up on my tail. Hope it's not second place, otherwise I would have lost that whole lead I had, assuming I had a big lead.
LaRocco showing off to the crowd there.
Oh!
Michael Craig went down.
Great. Well, that was a lapper. I'm still in the lead. One little slip up.
David Bailey, the riders really get to show off some style up there.
It's all fine until someone crashes, or almost crashes.
But I must say though, this track can get into a lot of lappers, so I gotta be careful about this. And they don't move over for you. They don't even move over for second place.
David, explain the whoop section to some of our first timers.
There are two ways to get to the whoops quick. If they're tall, you can use timing by jumping 2, 3, 4 at a time. Or if they're shorter, you can hit them faster and try to stay on the top. It's like a hydroplane skimming the water.
Jimmy Button, our leader, coming around. Emig gets him with his trademark. There's a problem for John Dowd.
I accidentally took him out. That was just a case of not
Craig
moving over.
Drops into 6th place. Rainey showing off a bit.
Tripled that. I'm able to get a little bit of a gap between me and second place.
Aren't big fans of the stunts.
The riders are basically entertainers. Fans want to see a good show, and some riders are more conscious of that than others.
Our leader, Button, around again, still looking relaxed and smooth. Oh, there's a nasty crash.
Whoa. Don't want to screw up a race, screw up Lampson's race. I think I checked up. So far, I'm still leading the race. I have not seen second place
Usually
yet.
you see the stunts on the last lap.
Yeah, but sometimes if a rider has a huge lead, he'll start getting stylish and big jumps just to get the crowd into it. And sometimes he'll do it just to relax. That's the way they ride during the week when the pressure is on.
3 to go.
Still our leader.
Hard, he looks fast.
Got 3 laps to go. Can I hold on? Assuming I don't have that much of a lead. Coming up on Lampson, I cannot seem...
David, what are these riders thinking when they plan their line through the rhythm section?
Well, most riders can just look at these sections and figure out the fastest timing through. There's usually a faster way that not everyone has the confidence to attempt. The idea is to jump through with as fast a timing as possible, avoiding the one jump that slows you down.
Whoa.
Now drops into 6th place. What can the track builders do about wet soil?
With wet dirt, you've got to mix in some lime to dry it out. It helps, but the riders know it's still going to get pretty rough.
Jimmy Button still leading.
You can tell he's been working hard during the off-season.
Next time around, white flag will come out.
John Dowd bringing the crowd alive with another of his patented stunts. Whoa, they're loving it. Mike LaRocco gives his fans quite a show.
Able to triple that.
Dowd is moving up through the field.
Not looking to do
John
tricks right
Dowd
now.
blows right past number 17, Robbie Rainey. Oh, there's a spectacular move by Robbie Rainey. That's what he's known for. 1 lap to go, but looking strong. Robbie Rainey and John Dowd are fighting it out.
I've pretty much led from start to finish. Believe that I have should be enough.
Jeff Emig showing off to the crowd there. Mike LaRocco grabs some big air. And they're serving pretzels on that flight.
I'll just nurse it on home.
So it's wire to wire for Button.
Here goes Lamson.
The winner, Button, takes the main and center stage at the podium.
Each one of those guys had a great race tonight.
And we'll see who comes through for second. Jeff Emig will finish in second. We'll see who comes through for third. I think it should be LaRocco. I didn't hear anything about Lamson ever moving up at all. Yes, Mike LaRocco will finish in third. So there's your top 3. It's Button, Emig, and LaRocco who will be on the podium. And let's find out where Steve Lamson finishes. Well, he crashes into the finish line scaffolding, but he will finish in 4th. Good ride for Steve Lamson. Brainerd finishes in 5th. Lapped up to 4th place. John Dowd will finish in 6th. Craig finishes 7th. Mike Metzger in 8th. Mikkel Pichon in 9th. And Brian Deegan will round out your top 10. Deegan is way far back. Oh, that's still not him. You know, even though I can post videos of unlimited length, let's see if this is him. Nope. Well, I'll just go ahead and do that. Anyway, I'll run this down. So Button, Emig, LaRocco the top 3, Lamson and Raynard rounding out the top 5, John Dowd finishing up in 6th, Mike Craig in 7th, Mike Metzger 8th, Pichon and Deegan the top 10. And I will see you all for race number 8.